Okay, this is video 3 of 3 for Quick Portfolio, our new release. This is really after you subscribed and you need some training on how to add a portfolio. It's very mechanical, how to add tickers, how to sort, all the little details of like what does every little button do kind of thing. So if you're just looking for, general information on what it is, and, we talked about big data and visualization. That's in number 1 of 3. Number 2 is like picturing yourself day to day using it, understanding the data, what's there, and then this is the third one where it's very mechanical. It's really after you subscribe. So let's jump right into the training portion of it, and here we go. So you got a portfolio. You're live, and you're going, oh, that's cool. Okay, I got all this data. What do I do? Um, we kind of went over what the information is in the last video. General, stock market, corporate performance, valuation, dividends, um, and this is for your disposal now. And there was a very visual representation. You can sort on things, anything you want really. Let's just see. I don't know. Let's do the daily return here, and you go largest to smallest. Okay, cool. And bang, there we go. It's actually a little slower than I thought, but there we go. So in this particular day, H&R Block had the best performance of the day, but maybe you're looking more for corporate performance of cash flow IRR, and you go over there, and there you'll flip that. Give it a second, and there you go. So Broadcom is actually the best one in this. Oh, this is our dividend watch portfolio. Okay, so cool. Um, Yeah. So I think the best thing to do is just literally go over each one of these kind of buttons and what do they do. So first of all, you want to do a new portfolio. You just hit new. Pretty simple. It's going to ask you for a name, and you're just going to type in the name, and we're going to call this one North America all cap. So it's our North America all cap. And it does take a second to set it up, so let that kind of do the mechanics behind it. And then we're going to just put in our tickers. It's going to be seeded with a few tickers just to, so you get a visualization of what you're supposed to do. I think we have 4 or 5 tickers already preloaded. You can either override those or keep them in, or start adding tickers below it. We'll go over that in a second. But this is really what you need to do to add a ticker. Now it does, or add a portfolio. It does take a bit of time. It will be faster on some computers. It'll also be depending on what's open. It is a little bit slower than I would like, but it's not that bad. Okay, so here we go. So like I said, it's preloaded with these 5. You could say, no, I don't want. That's not what this is all about. I want something completely different. And you're going to type in, let's just say you want IBM, and you do need the extension .nys in this case. More on that if you don't know what it is. And then I'm just going to refresh. And you can imagine putting in more tickers down the side here. You type them in, or you can paste them in from another file or whatever you want. And there you go. It got the data, and we're good to go. Just a little bit more. So it actually is quite fast. There you go. It's done. And it also depends on what's open. And I would say when I'm filming, this computer slows right down. When I'm not filming, it flies. Okay, so now we have all this. And okay, great. Now we're gonna move on. You might be concerned. Well, I don't know which exchange these are on. I don't memorize that. Like, and neither do I. Right. So you can do a ticker search, and it will help you out. So let's go do the ticker search. And this isn't quite Google, but it's pretty good. So let's just say we just did IBM. So IBM, and we start searching. It's starting to go through the database and look for anything with IBM. And there only is IBM. I just kind of hit it and I hit back. Now, like I said, it's not Google. It doesn't automatically populate or anything. You just had to see what it was and remember it and then type it in. Okay. So the other thing is, like, let's say you get it wrong, like this pool.nas, and you accidentally put in NYS. Okay, let's not, we're not gonna panic here. What's gonna happen? It's gonna just give you a blank across the screen. It's gonna be like, and you should, I hope you'll be able to recognize that as, oh, something's not quite right. Yeah. So there's pool.nys, and you see it says 00, NA, bunch of, it's just a bunch of garbage, right? So it could not find that, and it kind of crashed it. So you got to go, oh, must be NASDAQ. Shoot. Okay. Fine. Put in NAS, hit refresh, and away you go. Okay. So that's how that goes. Let's say you just don't want one of these things. Let's say it's a longer list. This is a pretty, pretty small list, not a big deal. But let's just say you don't want Microsoft in this list. You're just going to go delete, no problem. And again, refresh all, and you're good to go. Okay, it'll do the sorting for you. You don't have to delete the whole column or anything like that. It's just going to go ahead and do it, and voila. Okay, so by the same token, you could just override this. If you don't want pool, but you're going to have 4, and you know what the ticker is, just go ahead and type that in. Okay, so we've gone over new, not notification. I will save that. Ticker search we did. Refresh all. We've done it several times, but I haven't really talked about it. We get the data every day. So every night we get this download from Morningstar. That's our data provider. And everything you see here will be as of last night, except for this last price and the daily gain loss column. That's a completely different, that's happening in real time with a 15-minute delay in this case. So there's no need to refresh all if you've already refreshed, this morning. It won't do, it'll be the same data all over again. So to save a little bit of time, you just hit refresh pricing, and then it'll be much faster because you're not getting as much data. Okay, so that's why that little thing is there. By the way, it will refresh the pricing data when you hit refresh all as well. So it's kind of literally a refresh all. Okay, so that's good. We went over that. Refresh. Sorting, you can see, you can sort on it. Let's go to a bigger one. I don't want to sort with only 5 companies. That seems kind of silly. You can sort on anything you want. Each one has a drop down, largest to smallest. You can do some more interesting things if you want. Filtering, for instance. So filter, there's a lot of domicile, more than you might realize. At least, there's Bermuda, Brazil, Canada, Cayman Islands. Even though this is a U.S. portfolio of tickers, they still might be domiciled somewhere else. And maybe you say, you know what? No China. Some people do that. I can see that. So you can just unclick that, and then it'll only give you data or to exclude China. All right. What else can I talk about here that's important? Oh, the notifications. Yes. So notifications. This is going to be an email that's sent to you. You can decide to get notifications on all your portfolios, or you can turn some of them off. I suggest you actually just leave it on. There's no real value to turning one off. I know when I first started this, people were like, I don't want to be inundated with notifications. Like every time a company gets some new data, and new data means a new quarter. Okay, it doesn't mean the price changed or something like that. It just means there's a new quarter. And I don't want to get it I track thousands of companies, or hundreds at least. I don't need it. It's one email per day. Okay, it's a big list. It might be a long list, but it's broken out by your portfolio. So it'll say North America, 3 new. It'll show the tickers. These have new data. Then dividend watch list. It may be 5. It might be 0. If there's none, it'll just you just get a blank email that said no updates. So during earnings seasons, your emails will be long. There's, if you have big lists and it's earnings season, you're going to get a ton. If it's in between earnings season, the odd company doesn't report on the September or December year-end calendar, you're going to get notifications trickle in a little bit. Okay, but I strongly suggest you just leave it on. There's no value to turning off to cut down on emails. It's the exact same number. It's just bigger. Okay, I mean, if you got a portfolio and you don't want to know there's new data, I mean, why would you have that portfolio in the first place? Just get rid of it. Clean things up. But these notifications will not be messing up your inbox. Okay, so I think that's enough for the kind of mechanical part. Certainly we're available if there's little issues, but we're super, as I said before, super proud of this product. I think it's really good. There's so much data in here, and I had to cut this into 3 videos, and these ones are actually pretty too long even. So there's just so much here that I could go on for a couple hours, but I'm gonna leave it at that.